Hello, I'm Penny and this is my AGA, the ER34i, one of our latest models. Today I want to talk about healthy eating and how that goes hand in hand with AGA cooking. And that's down to the fact that we have cast iron ovens and a cast iron top here. Just purely cooking inside the ovens and on the top, food is moister. Food has more texture, it has a beautiful colour, and better still, it has a wonderful flavour. Just because it has all those four things, we know when we eat AGA cooked food that the nutrients and vitamins that are present at the beginning of the cooking process are still there towards the end. First of all, I want to show you some simple cooking techniques that we can do on our AGA cookers that will enhance all those four things and will leave us feeling really satisfied with what we've eaten, not only from a health point of view, but from an appetite point of view as well. So we're going to start off with a very simple technique, and that's cooking an egg. Cooking an egg in itself isn't difficult, but actually the way we cook eggs on the AGA is quite unique. What you need to do is turn your simmering plate on, or on this particular model, turn the top plate to simmer mode. That will take round about 6 to 8 minutes to heat up. Once it's heated up, lift up the lid and take a piece of Bako Glide. This is silicone coated cotton and there's no need to use any fat. Place it onto your simmering plate like so. One lovely free range egg, and oh my goodness, did you see that? That's a double yolker. Onto the Bako Glide, we then pop the lid down and we don't need to use any fat at all. Just wait a few minutes for that to cook and then we're going to lift the lid up and I'll show you the cooked egg, which has all the flavour of a fried egg, but actually all the health benefits of eating a poached egg. This is a real fantastic way of starting your day off. Why not toast a piece of bread on there as well and have egg on toast? A really good healthy start. So when you're happy with how it's cooked, you lift the lid up and there sits your beautiful fried egg without any fat. You very easily then just lift the egg up and pop it onto your plate. Delicious. The next thing I want to show you is the cast aluminium floor grid that we use inside the AGA cooker. This is perfect for frying inside the oven rather than using a frying pan on top of the AGA. I particularly love this because it's got little ridges, and when we come to fry the bacon, the fat, natural fat that is, from the bacon will fall in between the ridges, leaving us crispy bacon but all the fat behind. So you simply take the floor grid, you don't need to preheat it, and you pop it inside your roasting oven. So the bacon's been on the floor of the roasting oven now for around about 10 to 12 minutes. Shall we have a little look how it's doing inside the oven, see if it's ready. And look at how beautifully and crispy this bacon is. But notice as I tip the floor grid how the fat is actually dripping down. We're not going to be eating any of that at all. That's ready to serve with those eggs that we made earlier on. And I'm saying earlier on because on this particular model we also have a warming oven. And the warming oven keeps food warm for up to 2 hours safely. So you can cook, go out for a lovely walk, come back and enjoy a gorgeous breakfast. What I particularly love about the warming oven is keeping eggs warm. Let me show you this. Here we have the eggs we made earlier, and they've still got a wobbly yolk. If you take a cold plate and place your beautifully fried eggs onto that plate, pop them into your warming oven, they'll stay just like that for up to 45 minutes. So you've already seen me cook the fat-free egg on the simmering plate on the Bako Glide. Now I want to show you more uses of this Bako Glide and something I do continually at home. This is the ultimate in fast food on the AGA. So again, you lift the lid up, on your simmering plate or on simmering function on this model of our AGA, and once again you place the Bako Glide on top. Now what I've done here is I've got some lovely chicken escallops, and I've literally just blended together some diced garlic, some Mediterranean herbs and a little hint of chilli for a little bit of heat in there, with just a teaspoon of olive oil, so hardly any fat at all. And now I'm going to cook this directly on the Bako Glide on the simmering plate. So you basically place your chicken on the top. Now you need to use thin meat or chicken to do this so that it cooks through evenly, but for me, I absolutely love this style of cooking. Now because I'm not using lots of fat, you won't be getting lots of smoke or nasty smells in your kitchen. Another turn, and you can see that is just absolutely beautiful. So that's been cooking now for around about 4 to 5 minutes, and it's beautifully cooked, and what we haven't got is a nasty smell of fat. We've just got a beautiful aroma of that lovely minced garlic, those Mediterranean herbs, and remember that hint of chilli. So you now just need to lift it off the Bako Glide. Wow, that looks absolutely amazing. And actually the joy of cooking in this way as well, of course, is very little washing up to do. So you've just seen the cast aluminium floor grid on the floor of the roasting oven, which is perfect for frying things like bacon or a steak or a gammon, something like that. I'm now going to look at frying fish in the same way, and although we can obviously use the top of the AGA as well to fry in a conventional way, today we're looking at healthier ways of frying. To fry our fish, a better temperature is the baking oven temperature, slightly lower than the roasting oven. So you need it on this particular setting here. So here I have the AGA frying pan, cast aluminium again, and cast aluminium is fantastic inside the AGA ovens because it conducts the heat very quickly without the need to preheat. What I love about the frying pan is we can use it on top of the AGA, but because the handle detaches so easily, we can also use this inside the ovens. So we have 2 gorgeous salmon fillets here, which are really healthy, oily fish, and I've left the skin on for extra omega oils to actually enhance the flavour as well. No oil again. Salmon has enough natural fat, just like that streaky bacon we did earlier on. So we're going to cook this now. It's at baking oven temperature in the same position as where we cooked the bacon. So we just sit it on the floor of the oven and we remove the handle. Now what's going to happen to that fish is it's going to actually cook with the radiant heat of the oven, the same as the bacon. And as we said right at the beginning, it's a very moist heat. So basically what's going to happen is it's going to seal those salmon fillets, locking in all the beautiful flavours and the succulence. Wait and see when it's cooked. So I think my fish is ready now. That's been in the oven around about 11 minutes. And look at that gorgeous salmon. You can see the succulence there. It isn't dried out. There's not lots and lots of fat in there, but there's just enough to help that cook. Lovely crispy skin, beautifully succulent. All we need to do to that now is to place it onto a plate and quite simply squeeze over a little bit of lemon. Okay, so we've already looked at different aspects of frying. There's another aspect of frying that I also want to share with you, and that is griddling. So we've used the top of the AGA already, and we've used the floor of the oven. A lot of our AGA models also come with induction, and this particular model, the ER3-100i, comes with a 2-pot zone induction plate, which is fantastic for that immediate heat that you're looking for. It also has a bridge so that when you want to do a 1-pot griddle, then this type of griddle that we sell is perfect. I'm now going to turn the induction plate on and I'm going to use the power boost button. I'm going to put 2 fingers onto those buttons there. You can see the bridge. and then I'm going to move it up, and I'm going to have it on number 9 actually to begin with, and then place my griddle pan on there, and you can actually hear it heating up immediately. Okay, so the griddle pan now is heated up. I just hover my hand over there, nice and hot, and we're going to do a fantastic steak and vegetable griddle. So here I have my ribeye steak, which has natural fats inside it. When you're choosing meat, it's really important that you have some sort of marbling through it. It shows a good quality meat, and also then you can use that natural fat to cook your food in rather than adding extra. This is not going to have any added fat at all, and it's just been cut into slivers. To go with that, I have some Mediterranean style vegetables. So we've got some courgette, some red onion, some cherry tomatoes and some mixed peppers. And that's actually had the same mix that I popped onto the chicken earlier on, which was that minced garlic, a little hint of chilli, and of course those mixed Mediterranean herbs, with just a little massage of olive oil in there. Okay, so first of all I'm going to add the chunkier vegetables, which is my courgettes. So you can hear that sizzle. You can see that they've only got a slight amount of added fat on here. And what I love about this style of cooking as well is the colours that you see. I'm going to let those just cook off a little bit. Whilst that's happening, I'm going to lift up the lid of the simmering plate, and I'm going to add that piece of Bako Glide again, because actually the capacity of your AGA cooker is huge. And not only can you use the induction to do this, you can also, as we've previously visited with the chicken, use the simmering plate function as well. So to go on the top of here, we're also going to add some courgette, and I've got some nice chunky red onion as well, so we're going to add those. Back over to the induction. Look at that already, beautiful, beautiful lines on there. But you can see that actually all the moisture inside the courgettes is maintained within the courgettes. There's nothing in the bottom of the griddle pan. We're going to eat some really good flavoured vegetables. And we're going to add now some red onion as well. So I'm just adding the chunkier bits first of all, because they're obviously going to take a little bit longer to cook. We'll add a little bit more vegetables in a moment, but I'm also going to now add some steak. So no added fat at all. Let's add the steak in between the vegetables. We've got that lovely even heat. And we'll save a little bit for over here as well. So on the simmering plate, on that Bako Glide. You can see the coloration on the meat in the griddle pan, where you get the lines, and on the simmering plate, where you just get a really nice searing of the meat going on. Okay, so this is now cooked. You cook it for however long you like. You might like crunchy vegetables and maybe just a seared steak. You cook it for less. You like things well done, obviously you cook it for longer. But you can see we've got two beautiful styles of griddling here on the AGA cooker. I'm now going to turn this completely down just to 1. It's just going to sit there for a moment. And with this model, as I said already, we have a warming oven, which is just down here. And what I've done is warmed 2 dishes already to dish up. So here we go. Nice warm bowls. Let's start off with our griddled induction. Really well cooked steak with some really nice vegetables to go with it. Oh, it smells amazing. What's happened is, as this has been cooking, the natural fats from that steak mixed in with all those really lovely vegetables, and we're going to end up with a really lovely griddled, almost barbecue flavour. Onto the simmering plate side, and again no added fat at all. And we're now going to dish this one up. Look at that. So 2 different ways of griddling. The cast aluminium griddle, which remember is suitable to use on induction, and over here you can also griddle in the pan on the simmering plate, or you can use the humble piece of Bako Glide that has its multi-purposes. So that today is how you fry healthily on your AGA cooker.